Another day, another city, another rideshare strike. Whether you drive for Uber or Lyft, there is no denying that there are a hell of a lot of drivers that are unhappy and often protest our lackluster wages and the little concern they seem to have over driver safety. Talking about the strike that took place just yesterday in the city of Tampa, Florida, during the Taylor Swift concert. Gonna talk about it, but here is the story. Listen to the details in this. This should tell you everything. The information is in the details. I want you to listen to this.
One of the biggest nights for Tampa Bay, some Uber drivers turned down extra pay and shut off their app. Despite this being the second night of Taylor Swift's Eras tour going on at Raymond James Stadium right now, more than 100 drivers said that they are protesting for better pay from Uber.
News Channel 8's Trevor Sohaki is live for us at the rideshare lot near Raymond James Stadium. And Trevor, I'm wondering if you've been able to see any impact from this protest yet.
Well, Jen, Keith, it unfortunately doesn't appear like this protest had much of an impact on rideshare drivers here. I'm still seeing a lot of rideshare drivers around, and riders I spoke with said that they're having more trouble accessing the internet due to all the phones around rather than finding a driver. Uber is also offering a $15 surcharge to drivers tonight, and some drivers I spoke with said it's hard to refuse that kind of money.
Are we going to turn on for the concert?
Yeah! On one of the three biggest nights for rideshare drivers in a while, thanks to Taylor Swift, Tampa Bay Uber drivers are shutting off their apps.
We're the ones doing the driving. We're the ones here late at night busting our butts. How are you getting more than us?
Louis Cosme has been driving for Uber for 9 years. He says Uber is taking more of his paycheck.
If you do a ride to Sarasota, they're giving you $19 to up to $38. We used to get $90 to $80.
So he helped organize this strike.
We have to work together.
We saw about 100 people outside at a rideshare waiting lot. Cosme said 100 more were also in their cars.
It affects me financially, and it affects me at home with my family. You know, I spend more time here than what I do at home.
In a statement to 8 on Your Side, Uber said, earnings for drivers on our platform remain high, with the average driver in Tampa Bay making $25 an hour while active on the app. Uber also said high insurance rates in Florida are partly to blame. That's money neither the company nor drivers get.
So it's not fair to us. We got family, we got kids, we have a mortgage, we have car payments.
And drivers say inflation doesn't help either.
The gas every day is up, and the car for expense, for everything is up, and the money every day is down.
The drivers said they will keep planning strikes until they get better pay. And by the time we left the rideshare lot about 2 miles away from here, there were less people outside, though there were still a lot of cars. But even if fans here don't take Uber, they can always choose a Lyft or another rideshare option. Some drivers are even offering cash rides here in this rideshare lot. Live in Tampa, Trevor Sohaki, 8 on Your Side.
100 drivers turned off their apps, decided to strike in the middle of a very big prominent concert, talking about Taylor Swift. But if you notice, listen to what the reporter said, who would be taking interviews and talking to folks around the venue during the concert. He was talking to drivers, talking to potential passengers and concert goers. What did he come up with from his own analysis? The strike did not have much of an impact. Folks had more trouble accessing the damn internet through their smartphones than they did catching a ride. I've said it before on the channel numerous times. I believe the avenue to success is through legislation, lobbyists, or whatever the hell we can get our hands on, particularly going to City Hall and doing things like that. I don't believe strikes have I don't believe there's a lot of benefit or a lot of outcome we're going to get in ride sharing. Why the hell do I say that? Why am I not wanting to fight the good fight like these 100 drivers? Because it goes exactly like what you heard the reporter state. Uber offered a $15 surge price. And according to the reporter, talked to some drivers who you notice they asked remained off camera, but they told them, a $15 surge price is hard to turn down. So even if you go on strike, do you feel confident that you could count on fellow rideshare drivers to participate in the strike with you? After all, you're both fighting for the same thing, an increase in wages, better concerned for your safety, and we all are on the same team. But do you feel confident that everybody is in the game for the same reasons? Of course not. Of course not. That is why the reporter stated he talked to drivers that said $15 an hour, or maybe at $15 surge pricing is hard to turn down. Uber knows that. You think Uber don't realize that a lot of drivers are facing financial desperation and all you got to do is pay them a little bit more? What is the popular saying that you often hear in the mob? Everybody has their price. Okay, you're on strike. How much do I have to offer to get you to get away from this damn strike you're on right now so that my Taylor Swift passengers can get home? Uber knows that. $15 an hour apparently was the number to get drivers back on the road. But as you notice, that reporter, he had on camera the drivers that were going on strike. But you notice those drivers that told him $15 is hard to turn down, they're not on camera anywhere. You think that reporter didn't try to get their ass on camera? Of course he did. They know that that's not the best thing in the interest of their safety, is to be on camera admitting that they did not participate in the strike, or better yet, undermined the cause of those who were on strike. 100 drivers on strike means nothing if you got another 100 that's willing to take the $15 surge. Probably were more drivers out there driving than there were striking. You see how at the end of the story, the reporter stated, for the most part, things have wrapped up. The fans are, for the most part, have already left the venue. You know what was hanging around the venue? More ride-sharing cars. At the end of the day, there happen to be more cars available than passengers to even ride in them. So that just goes to show you that the strike that took place there in Tampa had no effect at all. Had literally no effect at all. Drivers are still there waiting after the passengers went home. So there was no shortage of vehicles available. But listening to Uber's take on this, I just wanted to wrap it up by having you hear what Uber presented. According to the video, they stated that Uber stated that earnings are high in the Tampa area. Drivers are making $25 an hour when they're on the app. Now, we've talked before about Dara Khosrowshahi, the CEO of Uber, suggesting that drivers make $39 an hour per utilized hour. So when Uber says that you make $25 an hour, doesn't matter what number they give, $25 an hour, $45 an hour, always understand that they are giving you information that is based on best case scenarios. No matter what number you get from Uber, take something off of it. Understand that is a best case scenario number. $25 an hour, first of all, is not a hell of a lot of money to begin with. But I can guarantee you that is based on best case scenario coming out of Tampa. So understand that. And last but not least, what a lot of us veteran drivers can tell stories of, and I want you veteran drivers in the comments, what was the base fare? What were your earnings like when you started as a rideshare driver? Now, myself, I make it clear, I started driving off and on back in 2014. They were paying a base fare of $2.20 per mile. Now it is down to a measly 72 cents. I'm bringing that up because in the video, you seen the driver stated he's been driving for Uber for 9 years. He's been in ride sharing for 9 years. And he talks about when you would take trips to Sarasota, another town obviously in Florida. I don't know the distance between where the hell he's at and Sarasota, but you hear him state that those trips now pay $19 and between $19 and $38. So driving to Sarasota now is paying drivers between $19 and $38. And you hear him state back when he started, those same trips were paying between $80 and $90. So you're talking about damn near as much as a fourth of what they used to pay. only about 25% of what they used to pay. Now, I'm not suggesting that this driver is 100% correct or not, but I want you veteran drivers in the comments. What have you seen happen to earnings in your area? Maybe taking a trip to a nearby suburb. What did the trips used to pay versus what they pay now? And the reason I'm just simply saying that is because I think we all have seen a significant drop in earnings. And here Uber is, according to the report there, blaming the rising cost, or better yet, the reduction in fare payouts on insurance rates in the area. Has insurance gone up? Most likely. Inflation has gone up. The cost of goods and services to repair cars have went up. So yes, the insurance companies are passing that down to folks that are insured. But not to the point where you're going to get paid $80 to $90 to complete a trip, and now it only pays between $19 and $38. Insurance rates have not went up that much. That is Uber trying to use a crutch to make an excuse for why they're gouging the hell out of us drivers. So I just wanted to point that out. Yeah, insurance has went up, but there is no excuse for that. If you look at what the local bus charges in your area, or better yet, even the cab rates, even the taxi rates in cities that still use the taxi business, or airplane rates. Nobody else has done no shit like that, where the drivers are only making 25% of what they used to and blaming it on insurance. Uber needs to shove that one up their ass. Anyhow, what do you guys think? How effective do you believe strikes are? Because if you operate in a major metropolitan market, there's no doubt there's probably been a strike, or at least a call for one in your market. Just saw another channel the other day where they're calling for a damn global strike, trying to get all rideshare drivers around the world to strike. I just got to say, I think these are useless. I do believe there's just simply too many drivers that can be bought off with a decent surge, as Uber proved here. But let me know in the comments what you think. As always, subscribe to the damn channel. And I'll see you in the next video.